Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us on this Thursday night. We begin tonight with the first in a wave of sentencings of the 10 people convicted of seditious conspiracy for their role in the pro-Trump January 6th assault on the Capitol. Well, today a federal judge handed down the most severe prison sentence to date to the eye-patched founder of the Oath Keepers. Stewart Rhodes, the 58-year-old leader of the far-right and anti-government militia, was sentenced to 18 years in prison for his crimes. Rhodes remained defiant, declaring himself a political prisoner. Well, prior to the sentence, the judge had harsh words for Rhodes, saying he led his followers during the insurrection in what amounted to domestic terrorism. The judge also told Rhodes that he presents, quote, an ongoing threat and a peril to this country, to the republic, and to the very fabric of our democracy. CBS's Scott MacFarlane was inside the court. He's going to start us off tonight from outside the courthouse. Good evening, Scott.
And Norah, good evening. The judge said January 6th imperiled American democracy and that Stewart Rhodes was a critical part of it. Then the judge issued a sobering warning about the risks that lie ahead. Stewart Rhodes is a Yale Law grad, a former service member, and founder of the Oath Keepers, who was convicted of conspiring to mobilize his own fighting force at the Capitol, January 6th, planning weeks in advance to raise money, prepare gear, and to ready a team if then-President Trump invoked the Insurrection Act, which Rhodes urged in a letter to Trump. Rhodes, who lost an eye in a firearms incident years ago, was also accused of leading a plot to stage guns as near the Capitol as possible January 6th. Federal Judge Amit Mehta called Rhodes an ongoing threat to America and handed down a sentence that'll keep Rhodes imprisoned until nearly 2040.
It's not only the longest sentence by a good amount, but it was backed up by the court saying, you, sir, present a threat to the fabric of democracy.
Rhodes argued at sentencing that he's a political prisoner, that he and other Trump supporters are being targeted by a regime, and he claimed the Oath Keepers were quiet professionals January 6th.
In your opinion, this may have been targeted for the prospect of a future pardon?
Yes, that's the only practical sense I can make of it. Now, it's possible, of course, he really believes it and that he's completely deluded.
Judge Mehta warned Rhodes is undermining democracy and said we all now hold our collective breaths with an election approaching. Will we have another January 6th? That remains to be seen. In court, it was revealed Rhodes continues to rile his followers in jailhouse calls.
Is he going to continue trying to galvanize people around the country politically?
Only Rhodes can answer that.
Late today, another Oath Keeper convicted of seditious conspiracy, Kelly Meggs, was sentenced by the same judge to 12 years in prison. Norah, that lays down a marker with several more Oath Keepers and Proud Boys facing sentencing for seditious conspiracy in the coming days, weeks, and months.
That's right. Justice served there. All right, Scott MacFarlane, thank you.